So, you and your neighbors are fed up. You're sick of paying luxury prices for apartments that have all the charm of a motel crime scene. You're done financing your landlord's third vacation home while your ceiling develops a sentient mold colony. It's time to fight back. A rent strike isn't just a bold middle finger to landlord greed. It's a strategic tool that has won actual victories for tenants. But pulling one off takes more than just refusing to Venmo Chad for the rent. So, here's how to build a rent strike that actually works. Step 1. Build tenant solidarity. A one-person rent strike is just an eviction waiting to happen. The first step is organizing your neighbors. Start talking to tenants who share the same grievances you hold. Have tenant meetings to discuss common issues like skyrocketing rent, neglected repairs, infestations that require a flamethrower to handle. Gauge interest. If no one else is on board, rethink your approach. If enough tenants are fed up, then it's time to move forward. The goal is numbers. Landlords can evict one person easily, but dozens or hundreds? That's a legal and PR nightmare. Research laws. Landlords love legal loopholes more than they love never responding to maintenance requests. Before launching a rent strike, know what your rights are. Some cities like New York City, San Francisco, and LA protect collective rent strikes, meaning landlords can't retaliate easily. Others, not so much. Some states let landlords fast track evictions for non payment, even if they're the ones creating slum conditions. If your area has legal protections, great. You have leverage. If it doesn't, you need to prepare for retaliation. And you should probably start by asking your state representatives why they're catering to slumlords. Step 3. Negotiate collectively. Before you go full on, hell no, we won't pay, try formal negotiations. Draft a list of demands from the meetings you've had. Reasonable things like repairs, fair rent, or not being forced to live in a collapsing death trap. Present it to the landlord as a unified group. If a landlord ignores or dismisses the demands, that is when the strike starts. Rent strikes work best when the landlord refuses to negotiate. Step 4. Create a rent escrow account. This is the legal shield that stops a rent strike from turning into a mass eviction. Instead of just not paying rent, tenants deposit their rent money into an escrow account. This proves that tenants aren't freeloading, they're withholding payment until the landlord meets their demands. In cities with tenant protections, this blocks landlords from evicting tenants for non payment. Escrow, essentially, is a legal, we're not paying you, but the money is still here kind of loophole. Step 5. Amplify through media. Landlords hate bad PR. A well publicized rent strike can force them to the negotiating table faster than a lawsuit. Contact local journalists, activists, and tenant rights organizations. Use social media videos of rats in the walls to go viral way faster than a legal filing. Organize protests, call out the landlord by name, and make the issue so loud they can't ignore it. The bigger the public pressure, the harder it is for landlords to retaliate. Landlords aren't just going to sit back and let this happen. Expect dirty tactics, harassment, and intimidation. Common landlord retaliation moves include eviction notices. Even in protected cities, landlords will find reasons to kick out striking tenants. Harassment. unannounced inspections, sudden emergency repairs, or just making life hell. Blacklisting. Landlords can add striking tenants to do not rent list, making it harder for them to find housing later. How to fight back. You document everything. Every small repair request, every shady landlord move should be recorded and timestamped. Use local tenant protections. Some cities make retaliatory evictions illegal. Push for stronger laws. Rent strikes should just win short term gains, they should lead to long term legal protections. The second tenants realize they have collective power, the whole game changes. Every major rent control law in US has come from tenants refusing to pay for their own exploitation. Landlords want you to feel powerless, but the second enough tenants organize, they panic. Because if you stop paying for their third yacht, what happens? They lose. And that's exactly why they don't want you to strike.